Good evening everybody and welcome to tonight's live stream. Hope you're all doing well. Apologies, it's been a while since the previous one. Yeah, it's been far too long, but for various different issues, health wise and technical issues in my PC, I've been not been able to stream, and I'm just in the middle of rearranging my office again in preparation for FS25. Bear with me a second, I've just got to change something for me. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I say this is the first time I've streamed for a while. I've just had to go through and reset all my settings for Streamlabs and everything, get everything reset up. I'll just turn on my webcam. Oh, come on, there you go. So yeah, I've changed my setups and since the previous stream. I was on my profile rig, but I've changed my setup back. So my main PC and my second PC are now on my desk again, as it was before. Just so it's easier to record, edit, render and do fixed camera stuff on the second PC. So I don't have my wheel. My wheel's stuck on my profile rig, which is now behind me. So that's all kind of separate. So yeah, big change around the last few weeks, and I'm still trying to get things set up. So I thought I'd just jump on IO Plains View, just do a few contracts, get a little bit more money. Because obviously we'll be finishing up very soon. So there's, yeah, not long left now until FS25 is going to be released. So I think to start with, I think we've got two silage baling contracts I think we'll do first. So if you watch today's video on here, you'll see I did finally build a new house. So we're no longer in the trailer. If you haven't watched the video, then you might see a few things that you are in today's video that was released earlier. Grab our pickup truck at our new garage and we'll go and pick up the equipment we've got for the contracts. So I've borrowed the mowers, the Big M, for one of the contracts. Yeah, hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're having a great week so far. I say I can't remember the last time I streamed. It's been a lot longer than I realised. Make sure we don't crash here. So yeah, hope you're all doing well. So we've got Thomas in there saying hello, James Hudson saying hi as well, hey to you. Deadly saying hi, hey to you, and welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. Mitchell's in there saying hello Sim, well hey Sim, it's been a while, yet. It's been far too long, hope you're doing well. And Jimmy Sim's in there as well, good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well, I haven't spoken to you for a while. I've not been too bad. I did have a period where I was struggling a bit health-wise. Constantly getting like extreme fatigue for about 6-7 weeks. Probably spent more time sleeping than I was awake for that period. And also trying to iron out a few technical issues as well on my PC ahead of FS25. I was having quite a few things, so I did a complete fresh install of Windows 11, which I think has fixed most of my problems. The only one I've got now is one that was introduced with the latest Windows 11 update, which is every so often I can't connect to the internet for some strange reason. So I think, yeah, we can take the bale collector in the back here, and what I might do actually is, as what I did earlier, is send a worker over with the baler on the vent. So we've got two contracts on the grass fields, which is 12 and 6 I think, just to get a little bit more silage for the feed mixer. So a few extra excess bales. So yeah, we've got field 12 and field 6 down here to do. And then I think I've also got a contract on field 7 again, fertilizing, which I'm sure I did in the last video. That seems to have come up again for some reason. Although I'm still in the same month I was on the episode I recorded, or the last episode I recorded. I haven't skipped month yet, so I'm not sure why that one's come up again. I've got that contract to do, and also soybean harvest on here. And I need to tidy up this field as well, which will be a grass field. So probably replow that in and get some grass sown in that as well if we get time. So yeah, plenty to do, but I just want to try and get some more extra money in that, because there's not long left now, and there's quite a lot to do. I do like the fact we get this nice Oxbow merger, although I've never actually used that. To be honest, I don't think I've actually used any of the Oxbow equipment from the DLC. Pretty sure there's not one piece of the equipment out of the Oxbow DLC that I've used at any point. Who else we got? Super Newman saying hello dude, I'm eating cake. Nice. Is it carrot cake? Chocolate cake? Birthday cake? No, I don't want course play. I want regular AI worker. We'll do field 12 first. I'll set the worker to go over here. What do you mean worker cannot find? Target is unreachable. Position is blocked or unreachable. What are you on about? Okay, let's see if we can just get him on the road. There we go. Maybe I'm trying to put him where one of the I think there's some posts along that road. Probably trying to get where the post is, picking up on the collision for that. Merchant of Karma saying hey there, hey Tune, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's not long now until FS25. We're what, 25 days or so, I think. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but the more I see, the more I don't like about FS25, if I'm being honest. The NPCs look a little bit rubbish. It's definitely a feature I think they should just leave out, in my opinion, because it just does not look good. The voice acting was a bit rubbish. And it's alright having the nice facial expressions, but if they stand there in a fixed position with no body movement or anything, it's... yeah. And it's also interesting to see as well if they're going to be permanently standing in that one position, whether they are actually going to move around. Like, are they going to be there all throughout the day and night, just standing outside their property or wherever they are on the map? So interested to see a bit more about that, but to be honest, it's a feature I don't really care about. Especially for time lapses anyway, it's not going to add anything to them at all. Eating lemon cake, extra frosting and an extra splash of lemon juice, nice. Most excited about an FS25? I'm not sure now. I'm looking forward to the new crops and that and seeing how they work. I'm not 100% sure about the productions. Again, I feel like FS22, I've enjoyed playing it, but I haven't loved it. There's been something about FS22 that I've not quite liked compared to the previous ones. I don't know if it is the productions that have a lot of time just taken away the focus from actual farming. Which I know you don't have to do productions, but you always end up getting sucked into them. I'm not overly keen on some of this stuff as well, like the I think the build your own farmhouses looks quite interesting. Building barns as well, so we're interested to see that. But as for like building some of the other stuff on the map, like toys and things, I'm not 100% sure about those. And it's really interesting as well about how you actually go about those, because it does sound like it's going to be a lot of forestry work, producing wood planks, beams and stuff. So hopefully they've improved the forestry at least, or give you the ability to, like they did on Silver on Forest, that you can purchase pallets. If you don't want to do the forestry, you can still complete those projects by buying the pallets like you could before. I know not everyone's into forestry. Well, I'm excited about it, but there are some aspects that don't really care for, to be honest. No, we want swath dropping mode. Let's get my GPS on, and away we go. So ML Blizzard Gaming saying hey Tune, welcome to the stream. Costandinos what's that? Constad Enos Takis saying hello. Apologies if I got your name wrong. I really need to increase the size of the text, it's quite small. But welcome to the stream as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out the AI, although it looks like it's going to be a bit simpler version of like a course play, but it's still great to see something like that in the actual base game from the get-go. And interested to see how the GPS works as well. Can you just do it in straight lines, or does it always set a course doing headlands? It's going to be interesting to see if there are any options for adjusting that. But I'm sure there'll be some mods come out that'll improve or add some extra features to them at some point, if they are a little bit too basic. I do like the enhanced vehicle where you can just drive in a direction and snap it to that direction. Whether you'll be able to do that with the GPS or whether it does just do those auto-generated courses to follow. So it'd be interesting to see a bit more about that. The ground deformation that we've seen, I think, looks way too excessive. From the images we've seen, it just looks overdone. Especially on dry fields where they was driving around with a planter, they look way too deep. There was the green shot as well. I think they was doing the goats on the feature of the goats where they was doing the goat milk pallets, and it showed like big ruts in the dirt, and they just looked way too deep. So yeah, interesting to see on a bit more about that, how it works, but it does look a little bit overdone. I can understand if they got a bit deeper if the ground was wet, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see a bit more. I know they've got a few content creators going to be getting some access to the game over the next few days, so we'll see what they get to try out on there. Get a little bit more information from it. But yeah, there's not much I've seen that's like amazed me. Tornadoes as well, or twisters, really couldn't care for those. I think that's going to be one of those things I'll probably do have them on once just to see what they're like, and then probably never use them again. The green theme, I don't mind it. Not as bad as it could be. Yeah, hopefully the AI, if you're driving around roads and that, will be a bit better. But I suppose they are probably more designed to work on the base game maps, and then it's up to modders to implement it a bit more on mod maps. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it and giving it a proper try, because I always reserve judgment until I've actually played it myself. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's actually like. As for whether I'll get early access, I don't know. I'm trying to aim for my videos to be finished for the 11th of November. So I'm hoping to get enough content done to take us up to the 11th. So this series will continue, and Farmview Island. I'm just trying to work out how I'm going to time it to finish them both just in time. I don't want to finish them too early, but also I don't want to drag them out. And at the same time, I don't want to rush too much. I'm not going to be able to get as much done as I was hoping to do, especially on Farmview Island, because I've just missed too many episodes. But yeah, I'm still going to try and get as much done before we finish up as I can. And so I don't want to just rush them and get them finished, or just end them. So the plan is to end them at the end of the next harvest in the next in-game year. So there'll be one more in-game year on both maps. So at the moment, this one, yeah, the next video on this one will probably be going through winter, so into spring then for the final year. And I think Farmview Island is it pretty much at the same point. I think they're both in November currently. So I think the next episode, the last episode I recorded on Farmview Island was in December, and then I'll skip through to February. So that one's into the final year now. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do on there, so I need to try and work out how many days we've got, how many episodes I can fit in, and then make sure I get it finished at the right time. Series 06 saying hello Sim, hey Tune, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. So yeah, what's everyone's thoughts on FS25 from what we've seen so far? You still debating whether to get it straight away, or have you already pre-ordered it? And on that as well, I'd say a big thank you to everyone that has pre-ordered using my partner code. Really appreciate that, and you are helping me to get on my way to becoming a silver Giant software partner. I really appreciate. So couldn't get there without your help. So I really appreciate everyone that's either pre-ordered the game or got any of the DLCs or anything through the Giant Software's websites using my partner code. Really appreciate that. You already pre-ordered, nice. Benjamin, will you plan sort of best of your series FS22 zapping of fun and bizarre things you were playing? I don't tend to do things like that. Only because I've got no idea how I would go around doing it. It's also finding the time as well. If I can't plan out these videos to finish exactly when I need them to, then I was thinking about possibly doing some like one-off videos just to fill in the gap. But yeah, until I know whether I'm going to get early access or not, I don't know. I think usually the embargo lifts the Friday before release, which I think is the 8th of November. So if I do get early access, I'll try and finish things for then. So there may be some days where there's 2 videos just to get everything, because I don't really want any overlap between 22 and 25. But yeah, if I can't work out the series to finish exactly, say I'm aiming for the 11th, then if there's a couple of days where there's not going to be videos, I may have a look at doing something else. Maybe go back to some of the other maps and have a look around and see. Question, would you start making mods? I did try making a few mods for FS22. I got one submitted on ModHub, which is I think I've actually got installed on here, which was it was only the Place of All Signs pack, which under decorations. So I did basically it was just because of my Dark Forest series. So these are mine, all these placeable road signs. I made that pack, and I was in the process of making the John Deere dealership as a placeable mod, and also the farmers market I had on there and some other things, but I just struggled to find the time to get them finished, and I was struggling a little bit as well with some of the things. I sent one mod to Giants and I sent it back with a whole list of things that needed changing, and there was a few things on there I wasn't quite sure about, like how to actually fix it, because Giants told me what needed doing but didn't tell me how to fix it. So in the end I kind of like give up with them, but I may have another go on for FS25, because the Dark Forest series, a lot of the placeables I used on there, like the placeable bowling alley, the placeable fire station, they were all mods I made, and they work perfectly fine in game, but they obviously didn't pass Giants testing for ModHub for various different reasons. And then I got to the point where I was thinking about it, but then FS25 was announced and I thought there's probably not much point in doing it now. But yeah, it's definitely something I'll think about for 25 at some point, possibly. Jared Grimm saying appreciate your content, especially the farm builds. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some farm builds on FS25. See what the new landscaping mode is going to be like. Well, say new landscaping mode. We haven't seen anything from the landscaping mode at all yet. So whether it's going to actually be improved or whether it's just going to be the same as 22. I'm hoping they've made some improvements to it. I'd love to see some improvements to the texture painting in game, and I wish you could like blend textures a bit better. Often you get that very hard edge between two textures. It'd be nice if you had like a proper paintable brush, but you could adjust the strength for textures, so you could like make them a little bit more opaque or transparent, and then blend them in with other textures a bit more, rather than getting that hard edge all the time. And it'd be nice as well if the textures weren't always on that like kind of square grid that they kind of are at the moment. But I don't think that's going to be something that's going to be in the game, but because it does look like from screenshots that like all the foliage and textures still looks like it's on a square system, but the squares do look a little bit smaller. So hopefully that might help a little bit, but yeah, I'm interested to see a bit more on that as well. Yeah, I'm surprised Giants haven't kind of just released the game with a proper sandbox map. Like kind of like where you can just go on and do whatever you want, but I suppose if they was going to do that, they'd probably have to have a lot more placeables, make it worth doing at the start. But yeah, I'm sure it won't be long until a map like No Man's Land, or I mean there's quite a lot of maps now similar to it. Farmview Island, there's Farmlands, Hinterland, probably countless other ones I can't even remember. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be one not long after release, because I'm sure they won't take too much to convert over to FS25. They have no idea if Alien Gym's going to be converting No Man's Land. They've not really seen much of Alien Gym for a long time. Which mod will you miss the most? I would say Enhanced Vehicle Control mod, because that's probably the one mod I use the most. Easy development tools as well. I think until that one comes out, although we can probably enable dev tools in game like we've got now. Trying to remember all the different things and like setting fields and that in there is quite difficult. So Easy Dev mod is definitely one I'm going to miss for a while. Enhanced Vehicle I would miss, but with the new GPS system I don't think I'll miss it as much. I don't think what other mods I've got. Reset my GPS because I pressed the wrong button. Oh, how did that go off then? Try that again. Yeah, what other mods? Probably landscaping and painting landscaping anywhere. No doubt we'll probably be limited again a little bit on where you can landscape, like up against roads and things. So that's probably a mod that's going to be missed to start with. It's one of those mods I always have enabled, and you kind of forget that it's there until you load up a save game without it, and then you realise you can't do half the things you usually can. You'll miss the shovel. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever used the shovel mod. Yeah, I'm looking forward as well to seeing how different it's going to be for modders. I'm hoping it's not going to be too difficult for them to convert mods over. So I'd like to see Giants do it where all mods from 22 work on 25. And they might not be like fully up to spec for 25, but you wouldn't have to like re-download new mods all the time. Neil B saying, any chance we can twist your arm? I'm hoping to go to Llama this year. Next year. I was hoping to go this year, but I got COVID over Christmas, and I was still feeling a little bit under the weather. Because the NEC is 20 minutes from where I live, so it's only a few junctions down the M42. So I'm hoping to go this. Well, I keep saying this year, next year. Yes, the plan is to go next year. Let's leave that there. Yeah, leave that there. We'll do the baling on this one and get the workers to take everything over to the next field. A toilet paper baler. Oh, I need to. Oh, I bet I can't change it now, can I? got to change the bale size. Let me just get rid of that. No, wrong button. F12 is what I want. Because if I change the size with stuff in, it won't change, so empty that. So we want 150s. Hopefully that'll do it as 150. Well, I'm going to have one bale I'm not going to be able to pick up. No, that's still 125, isn't it? Why did that have changed? I thought I emptied it. Oh well. I don't do anything. This YouTube is pretty much like my, I say, full-time job. My full-time job, but not a full-time wage job. But yeah, I don't have any other job. YouTube is pretty much my main source of income. Right, now we're doing 150s. Is that a 150? I didn't actually pay attention then to see how much was in that one. Definitely set to 150s now. Yeah, trying to think what other mods I'll miss. It's difficult to say because sometimes you don't realise. I say I've got a lot of mods running in the background that are kind of quality of life mods that you don't even realise are running until you haven't got them. So maybe like the adjust work speed mod, which is super handy. Especially when you're a bit short on time. The round baler extension mod is one I probably will miss. Because I am forever terrible, because often when I'm doing the recording I don't play with game sounds on. So I often miss the beeper when it's 90% full. So I end up overshooting with round balers. So definitely will miss the round baler extension mod. And if you're not familiar with that mod, it's the mod that automatically stops, well, slows down the baler at 90% and then stops it at 100. Which you'll see in a minute. When it gets to 90 it starts slowing down and then stops at 100. So that's definitely another mod I'll miss. A lumberjack mod, yeah, that's definitely another mod, especially for removing stumps. There's nothing worse than going around with a stump grinder, especially because half of the time they're so finicky they don't work properly. You have to mess around with them to get them to work. Although a lot of the time now I just tend to use easy dev to remove all stumps, especially if I'm using the tree harvester. If I'm doing the chainsaw, I'll always just remove the stump straight away. So I'll cut the tree down, then remove the stump with lumberjack. Yeah, that's definitely another mod I'm gonna miss. The Place Anywhere mod's not too bad because they did build free mode into the base game. So Place Anywhere mod's not massively, but the landscaping and painting anywhere definitely I'll miss. Yeah, once I've got my setup finished, I'm planning on doing an updated setup tour. It's one of the reasons I kept putting off doing it, because I was not 100% on how I wanted my setup, so I changed it several times over the last several months, just trying it out in different ways. Like I had my rig in different positions. I got to the point where I really wanted to get back to doing the 2 PC recording on both PCs, or like the fixed camera stuff. But because of how I'd got my setup with the profile rig and that, it was difficult to see both monitors and have both computers next to each other. So I kind of decided I wanted to change it back. So I thought this way, how I had it before. So I've got my second PCs now over in that corner. So I've got my monitor for that PC's next to me now. main monitor in the middle, and then I've got my other monitor to this side, and then my main PC is in that corner of the room. That's pretty much how I had it before. So when I'm recording now with a fixed camera, I've got the second PC just on that monitor, so I can make sure I'm recording what I need to record. Whereas before, when I tried it, I'd got the one monitor was behind me, so I couldn't see both monitors at the same time, so I had to keep looking back to make sure I was in shot and make some differences. Merchant of Calm saying night. Well, thank you for stopping by the stream, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. So yeah, hopefully I'll do that fairly soon. So I've just got a few things I need to finish setting up, and then do a bit of cable management. So that'll be my job probably over the next couple of weekends. So maybe I'll get it done just before FS25 comes out. I'm hoping to have everything all set up and ready to go for FS25. So I can get on with doing some live streams and videos straight away. Ramo1026 saying hi there, by the way. Hey to you, and welcome to the stream. Oh, you're saying it was 5,500, nice. Apologies, I've only just seen your comment. Neil B saying there's a meetup on Wednesday, figured you weren't far away from the accent. Yeah, I am from the Midlands. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing the meetup because I think they've already sold out, because I think there's only 150 spaces available, and I think they've already sold out of that for people to attend. But yeah, I should be there. Hopefully I won't come down with anything over Christmas again. Last year wasn't fun because I was literally kind of self-isolating over Christmas, spending Christmas on my own pretty much last year. Although all this talk about Christmas is going to be here far too soon. Doesn't seem like that long ago was doing Zilonka, which was the premium expansion that came out in November last year. Well, this year's gone way too fast. Where are we? What time are we? About 20 to 9. I might do for the next field, probably get horseplay going on the mowing, and then I'll just follow it with the baler and do it a bit quicker. I'm too used to using the baler on Farmview Island, where I've got the selectable bale capacity, double capacity bales. Yeah, also on talk of FS25 as well, what's everyone's thoughts on the East Asia map? It's a little bit different from what I was expecting it was going to look like from the teaser trailer. I thought it was going to have more of that tropical feel. It's a very temperate map, which it also kind of feels like a bit of a mishmash of that area, like East Asia area. It doesn't quite feel right or look right. I suppose it's probably a little bit different when you actually get into the map itself, but yeah, I don't know, there's something about it that just doesn't quite look right. James saying, if you're from the Midlands, that means that Jimmy Sim is near to... That means Jimmy Sim is near to me. Jimmy Sim's from up Lancashire way, I think. Would you ever play anything other than Farm Simulator? Probably not on this channel. Unless it was another farming game. And I may do it if one ever comes out that's worth playing. But on this channel, I don't think I'll do anything other than farm sim. I say, unless it is a farming related game. I did look at a few others that have come out in the past, but they've just not seemed worth bothering with. That's why I got my second channel for doing other games, but I just can't keep up with content on 2 channels. It's just too much. As much as I'd love to, and I've tried, I just end up getting into a position where I just don't have the time to edit the other videos. It's okay recording them, but then you've got to go through editing them and getting them rendered out and uploaded, and you've got to do all the thumbnail and description and get it published, and that takes far too long. How many bales have we got so far? 18. So from the small field 10, no 11, I've got 10 excess bales off that, which is quite a lot for a very small field. Another mod I will miss is the tip side hood mod. It's super useful to know where the trailer will tip. Not a mod I've ever used myself, but I can see why it would be useful, especially if you've got a trailer that's got left, right, grain door and back door tip. Sometimes it is a pain when you're trying to scroll through. You haven't got the help window open. I've got Construction Simulator. I did buy Construction Simulator initially to do content on the other channel with it. But I think I only played it for about 2 hours. Just going through the tutorial and stuff, and I haven't played it since. I also got Lawnmower Simulator when that came out. I never played it. Yeah, so other games, Euro Truck's probably the one I play most. Yeah, Euro Truck ATS2, SnowRunner. I started playing SnowRunner again for a bit. Did one video on it and then kind of never got back to it. I think I was going to do more content on the other channel. I think it'd be probably more live streams, because that way then I don't have to edit the edit videos and stuff. Yeah, pallet and bale auto load. I don't mind loading bales as long as there's not too many of them. Pallets, I can't stand loading pallets in farm sim. They're just really, really bad. So I will miss the pallet auto load. And to be honest, I don't think, prior to FS22, I don't think I've ever used auto load as much as I have. Just simply because of the amount of pallets. So with all these productions, it just, even with auto load, it takes forever to load up pallets and move them around. I say FS22 definitely was pallet moving simulator at times. So yeah, my enthusiasm for goats did wane a little bit when I saw the goat's milk comes on pallets. I was like, seriously? They had to add more pallets? What was bad as well was when they reduced the sheep's wool from 2,000 to 1,000 litres per pallet. And that was back, was it FS19 they reduced it to 1,000? I think it was 17, it was 2,000. Or was it 2019 as well, and it was 22 was 1,000, I can't remember. I'm still looking forward to it, but just more interested to see what it's actually going to be like. I know they've got the new crops as well: peas, green beans, spinach. But from what we've seen so far, it looks like the only harvesters are the Oxbow ones. No, is it Oxbow or... Yeah, it is Oxbow, isn't it? The harvesting equipment. And they're all very expensive. It would be nice to see like a cheaper alternative for harvesting those crops, rather than just being lumped with the big expensive one. Same with cotton as well. It would be nice if there was a cheaper alternative to a cotton harvester in game. I don't know if there is anything actually manufactured. Maybe they could put an older piece of equipment in, just so you're not kind of limited to having to lease or purchase a big expensive piece of machinery to do that crop. Yeah, we've still got some more equipment to be announced as well. Although I do feel like a lot of the stuff in the fact sheets that they've shown is already been like shown in screenshots previously. There's not much that we've seen so far in the fact sheet that we didn't already know was in game. It would be nice to see if they do more fact sheets where they actually show more stuff that we haven't actually seen yet. What's that? 29 bales. Not sure how much we actually need to deliver for this one. Field 12 details. So we need to deliver 151,300 litres. Oh, I've missed a bit. Who can do the math? 151,300 divided by 5,500. How many bales is that? I suppose actually probably better to... I didn't even check. They're both going to the same place. Should always be. Animal feed, yeah. It's probably better to deliver all the bales off this field and then keep the excess off field 12. I could not live without those mods. Yeah, try and have a think as well. I'm sure there's, as I said before, there's plenty of mods I can't even think of. Once you get your hands on FS25, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's a mod. I'm just trying to think as well what mods I've got. With an enhanced vehicle control mod, easy dev mod, lumberjack. There's a round baler extension. What's that other one I use? I was going to do a video on that, like kind of my essential mods. I have got quite a big list of mods that I enable in every save game. I can never remember half of them. I don't think there was one. It's completely gone out of my head now which one it is. Additional game settings is good if you that one's a very useful mod as well, especially the disable the camera collision, which I think probably going to be another thing we're going to have to wait for as well. Which the disable camera collision is one thing I forgot about until I started playing SnowRunner again. And you often get it in there when you're driving past holes and things that the camera goes in really close to the vehicle. What's always worse on FS is when you're driving a vehicle with a trailer on and you've got bales on the back and the camera keeps going right into the back of the vehicle, like in between the bales and stuff. So yeah, camera collision, being able to disable that is definitely going to be an annoying thing we're not going to have for a bit. $35 bales so far. Yeah, so for those who are going to get FS25, which map are you going to play on first out of the base game ones? Are you going to try both? Or is there one particular one that you've seen that you like the look of more? So I'll be doing stuff on both maps. I don't think I'm going to do anything on Zilonka because I've already done that. I just don't think it's going to be worth doing it again. I did enjoy the Zilonka map, but wasn't the most exciting of maps. It was fun to play and I enjoyed it. The Lion God game saying I have Farm Simulator on Xbox, and when I try to save the game it comes up with your game has not been saved. That's a shame. I don't play on Xbox myself, so no idea what the problem may be. Make sure you've got enough storage space. Although I presume the game will probably reserve the save games, would it not? And they should possibly got a mod conflict on there. Because I don't really know enough about mods and console and stuff and how it works. It's been a long time since I've played Farm Sim on console. I think FS19 was the last time I played Farm Sim on console properly. And I briefly played FS22 on Game Pass. I played it for about 20 minutes and just thought to myself, why am I bothering? Right, this field's almost done. What I'll probably do is get a worker, take the mower down, get the worker started on mowing the next field. I'll collect up the bales on this one. You're actually just thinking whether... No, we can do it that way. I might get one of my tractors to get the bale collected so we can start collecting up the bales off the other field while get the worker to follow the course and bale up the next field. I'll use one of my tractors to collect up the bales. We are already, what, nearly an hour in, and still on the first field. I'll try and get as much done as I can. Still got a field of soybeans harvest as well. Field 2 is a fairly decent sized field. This will be a bit of extra money to go towards getting some. I would like to get a bigger combine ready for the next harvest, but I don't know if I'm going to quite get enough money for that. I'd like to get something that can have a bigger header and slightly bigger grain tank. The one that we've currently got It's either that or get a second combine. Right, how many did we get off there? 41 off that field. I'm just going to drive this down. I was going to set the worker off, but I don't know if it'll make it. We can try. Right, we'll see how well the worker can do. Why do I keep automatically open course play? Right. Set destination. Field 6. Right, see if the worker can get there. We'll start collecting up some of these bales while it makes its way down there. Speaking of mods, which mod is it that adds different grass types? It's a mod called, I think it is literally just called grass mod. The one I use on Farmview Island. I think it literally is called grass mod, and I don't know where I got it from, but it's not on mod hub. It's probably on one of the dodgy sites. But if you Google FS22 grass mod, you should be able to find it somewhere. I don't know if it was on King mods, possibly, but I haven't been on King mods for a long time because that started getting loads of crappy mods on it. Yeah, there's not many third-party websites that I've found that are really any good for downloading mods. itch.io and direct from modders' Facebook pages probably the best places, other than in-game mod hub. I will say the one thing with the extra grass mod though is if you paint an area with it and then mow it, it actually creates a field. So if you plough in an area then sow grass, if you've got the grass mod painted around the field, if you then mow over the edge of the field, it'll then extend the field out a little bit, which is not something I've really noticed until I did Farmview Island, where I mowed right up to the edge of the road at the one time, and then it put the actual field right up to the edge of the road as well. So that is one thing to be a bit wary of. Tyrone Deluxe saying hello from Norway. Hey Tune, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I missed that one. Going a little bit too fast. My PC specs basic are CPU's a Intel i9 14900, so 14th gen i9, and I've got an RTX 4090 GPU. That's the basic specs anyway. About 1000 watt. Is it 1000 watt power supply? And various different M2 SSDs of 2 terabytes. Oh, that's the smaller bale, isn't it? I'm wondering why it's not picking that one up, because that's the 125. I knew it'd catch me out, that 125, I'd forget about it. You're basically cutting my grass fields as the map you're playing on, but you're using the farm you start with. Nice. Yeah, I've kind of avoided buying the grass fields just because their contracts for silage are usually pretty good, and there's only 3 grass fields that you start with. I did buy that field in between, field 30. I completely forgot I bought it until I did that field 11 in the last video, and I saw the blue icon. I thought, oh yeah, I forgot I bought that field. I think the only reason why I bought it was because it was ready to harvest with sorghum. And I thought I'd get a bit of extra sorghum for the ethanol plant. But has our worker reached the... it has. Right, we'll take these ones down to the animal dealer and then we'll set the worker off in the mower while we're there. And we can come back to the next lot of bales. Yeah, it is a pretty good spec, but then it's YouTube is my kind of job, so it was worth the investment getting something that's going to last a while and be able to put out, well, play the game, although FS22 doesn't even utilise a fraction of what my PC is capable of. Hoping FS25 is a little bit more optimised and utilises higher spec PCs a bit better. But also when you're live streaming as well, it's nice to have that extra oomph in your thing. Oh yeah, the RAM as well. I've got 64 gig DDR5. I always forget about the RAM. Yeah, 64 gig DDR5, which is running at 5200 megahertz, I think it is. But yeah, hoping this PC, as it is, lasts till the end of FS25, which is possibly going to be another 3-year cycle, as I've already announced the year 1 season pass, so definitely looks like it's going to probably be a 3-year cycle as well for 25. The prox price, I have no idea because it was all bought separately. Initially, this PC I'm running on, I built just after FS22 came out. Initially, it had a 12th Gen i9 CPU and a 3080 Ti GPU, and I upgraded it within the last year. So I swapped out the CPU for the 14900, and then I got the 4090 GPU put in it. The 3080 Ti is now in my second PC, which replaced my 2080 Ti that was in there. I just need to get a new motherboard for that PC so I can put the 12900 in to replace the 10900 that's in it. So the only trouble is the different sockets on the CPUs. So we want number of headlands, 2 should be enough. Start work on headlands. Set the worker off. So you can get a good head start on that field. Actually, what I'll do is just copy that course. You can just paste it straight onto the baler when we get the baler down here. Not cheap. I'd probably say in all for the entire PC you're looking at probably 3000 plus. I'm going to say, as a YouTube is pretty much my full-time job, it's an investment. I definitely wouldn't probably spend that much on a PC if I was only gaming on it. I don't think I could justify spending that much on a PC, to be honest. No! Why is it selling bales? I'm sure it said animal dealer. Did I get the wrong place? Did I completely Oh, I know. Yes, not livestock market, is it? Animal feed buyer. Took the bales to the wrong place. Whoops. I forgot I added an extra sell point in for bales, because I've not actually used it. That's annoying, because some of the excess bales now I've probably just lost. Yeah, it's the same with tradesmen will invest in their tools So it's the same kind of thing. I thought it was worthwhile investing in a decent PC. How many bales did I actually accidentally sell then? The annoying thing is where I put the animal feed buyer is at the other farm. So the animal feed buyer is here, which is right next to the field, more or less. I have a Ryzen 7 6800H in the laptop and an RTX 3070. I have no idea what a Ryzen 6800 is in comparison. I'm not overly familiar on AMD stuff. Tyron, I just bought a new used gaming laptop. I was told that AMD and Ryzen is better for gaming. A lot of people say that AMD is better for gaming, but then a lot of people say that's not true. So, I don't know. I've always gone with Intel. I've never had an issue with Intel or Nvidia for GPUs. Every PC I've owned had an Intel processor and a Nvidia GPU. So I can't speak for AMD stuff because I've never used any. So it might be better, it might not be better, I have no idea. I know I was always told that AMD stuff was better value for the money for what you get in comparison, but I've kind of always stuck with what I know, so. 17 bales. That's my bad, I completely misread that. I just saw animal and just instantly thought the animal livestock market or the animal dealer. I don't know what it comes up as for contracts. So that's usually where I sell most of the bales for the silage contracts. Usually the animal livestock market. Does it actually come up? Is it just animal dealer? No, like livestock bale sold. Oh well. I have had Intel never had a problem. I had i7 7th gen in my old laptop. I've got a GTX 1070. That's going back a few years, isn't it? I think my old PC had a I don't know what generation, i7. I don't know which one it would have been. An i7 processor and a 1080 Ti GPU in it. And I think that was from 2015, no, 2016. Yeah, possibly 2016, I think. That was long before I even considered YouTube as a thing. Well, gaming on YouTube anyway. I was doing YouTube at the time, but not gaming. There is recently as well. I was planning this year to do like a special anniversary live stream for the anniversary of the channel, like the first video uploaded, and then came round in a period where I wasn't feeling too well. That was last month, start of September. It's 6 years on this channel since I uploaded my very first video. Thank you for that, I really appreciate it, Flavio. Right, I think that's the 125, isn't it? Or is this the 125? I say that's the one. No, that's not the 125. That's the 125 then. I say if it does the job for what you need it to do, then you can't complain. I tried to play FS22 on my laptop, which is, it's not really a gaming laptop, but when I was on holiday last year, I think it was, I took my laptop with me because we was doing the multi-farm on Hinterland for Stevie's live stream and Stevie's videos, and I didn't want to miss getting my progress done on my farm, so I took my laptop on holiday with me. And I tried playing FS22 on it, and it was absolutely awful. I've gone the wrong way. I was getting probably about 15 FPS on the lowest graphic settings. I managed to do what I needed to do on it, but it was pretty bad. I thought maybe you should upgrade so you can play FS25. Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people that are in the same situation when they're upgrading ready for FS25. Right, let's deliver these bales to the correct sell point this time. Oh, there's a game cartridge there. I haven't collected any collectibles yet. I was kind of debating whether to get them or not, just so we can get a bit more done before we finish up. I was like, I don't know if that's still, because I think, was it 50,000 each one? I don't think I've collected any on here. Let me have a look. Oh no, I've got one at some point. Don't remember getting one, but get them on the last episode. Yeah, I could possibly do, just go around and collect them all. Minus the one I've already got, apparently. I don't even know if there's any collectibles on Farmview Island. I don't think there are. Not that I've found any. But then I've never actually bothered looking. Unless it's a bit like No Man's Land and they're all in one place or something. Yeah, I'm depending on how the videos go. So I'm hoping to get back to live streaming each week. So next week I may be on here again, or I might be on Farmview Island, depending where the videos kind of fall. I'm not going to bother going back to Alone in the World because there's far too much to do, and I can't even remember what I was doing on there. It's been that long since I've been on there. So I'll either be on here again or on Farmview Island getting some extra stuff done. So if I do Farmview Island, it might just be doing quite a bit of landscaping, because there's a lot of stuff like adding detail things around some of the sell points and stuff I probably won't get time to do. I've been trying to do little bits here and there in between, skipping through the night and that, but it takes so long to do. So if you try and do it in a video, you can end up with a big chunk of the video is just putting placeballs down. I think part of the problem is as well is there's no search function. So when you're going through decorations, it takes so long to scroll through it. There's just so much stuff in here. Like trying to find that one thing you want is just takes a long time. That's one mod I really missed that was on FS19, was the search function for the placeables. That was a super handy mod, and I wish Giants would add something like that, or a better way to sort or filter different objects. Right, so that's the last 9 bales off here. I'm going to deliver these because we're going to have to come back this way anyway. And what I'll do is go and get the work started on baling. I'll grab one of our tractors to take the bale loader and start collecting up the bales so they're out the way of the headlands, so they don't block the worker. Yes, the plan is to jump straight onto FS25 as soon as it's available to me. Whether that's on release day or whether I do get early access, don't know yet. But as soon as I've got it and I can start uploading content, I will do. So I don't know if I do get early access. I don't know when I'll know if I'll be getting it or not. Previously for FS22, I've got most of the DLCs early access, but most of the time they only sent it to me the day the embargo lifted, sometimes like an hour before it lifted. So I didn't have any time to do any content pre-embargo lift. So a lot of the time I didn't even bother, because as soon as the embargo lifts, there's so many other channels who've got earlier access have got content up. The contract on field 12 is finished. So 16% for field 6. Oops. So yeah, the plan is, I say as soon as I can I'll be live streaming. So I'm hoping I can get early access so I can, ahead of time, so I can pre-record a couple of videos. And then if I do get early access from when the embargo lifts, I'll be live streaming. So probably just having a look around the new maps and some of the new stuff in game. But I'll probably be live streaming quite a bit over the first week of release, as well as trying to get some videos up as well. I think you will get early access. It's difficult to tell because I'm only a bronze level giant software partner. They've got the gold and silver. I mean, all the gold channel giant software partners will definitely get early access. While we're going past, I was going to say I'm going to grab that bale, but then I'm going to leave that bale. I might come and get it after. I'm going to take the baler anyway. So, will you ever do farm build videos again? I will. I'm going to try and do some from FS25. I should do them more often, to be honest, on different maps, but I often just kind of don't really think about doing them. What I would like to do is, like when I'm doing a map like this where I've built up the farm gradually, is keep all the recordings from the farm build segments and then stitch them all together for a separate video. I tried to do that on Grizzly Mountain, I think. Something similar to that, but I don't think it came out very well. The only way I could do it is just start from scratch, but try and recreate the farm and record it as a separate build all in one, rather than stitching together different bits, but then it's difficult to get it exactly the same. But yeah, I'll be definitely having a go at doing some farm builds on FS25. Whether that will be, I'll probably do some straight away on each map, depending what buildings are available and stuff. If most of the buildings in game require actually being built, it's not going to really work. There's no just straight up placeable sheds and stuff. It'll have to be place the building down, then go and cut a few trees down, start production, deliver pallets, and not. Maybe I could get it to work in a way. I'll have to wait and see what buildings are available and what the landscaping mode's like and what the actual map's like in terms of areas to actually build on and stuff. Right, so if I set the worker off, so we paste that course on first waypoint, and away you go. Where is the mower? Isn't all the way up there. I think he's only got this last little bit to do. Right, so if I go and which tractor's the fastest? Neither of these tractors are pretty fast. We'll take the white. Why not? I'll definitely be doing a map similar to No Man's Land on FS25 at some point when one's available. And so I'm not sure if No Man's Land's going to be released on 25, but I'm no doubt there will be similar maps to it. But again, it's going to be one of those, if one comes out really early and there's not many mods for a map like that, starting with base game equipment and base game buildings and stuff, it's not going to be great. I'm just going to use my bale collector rather than go drive all the way over to get the other one. So, this one could do a bit of repair work. Yeah, so we'll see what kind of maps like No Man's Land come out. I imagine it won't be long until there is a map similar to it, if not No Man's Land again, being the first mod map. But what I want to do with the base game maps this time as well is actually finish the series on the base game maps. I think I jumped into FS22, kind of tried to play it like FS19, and then found out that it wasn't quite working. And I think I ended up not doing as much as I wanted to on either of those maps. And then I think it's always difficult as well with the base game maps because every other YouTuber's doing them as well, because they're the only maps to play. I think everyone gets kind of bored of them quite quick. I need to make sure that, because I want to try and do as much of the new stuff as you can on each map. I need to make sure that progress is not too fast, that it's like stupid fast, but also that it's fast enough that it doesn't get to the point where I've not got much done before people lose interest in it. So it's kind of trying to find that balance between how fast you progress on the map. I think on the base game maps on 22 I was a little bit too slow progressing. But that's one of those things, if I went back now to do those two maps from scratch with no mods, I think I'd go about them quite differently. I think I wasted a lot of time, a lot of money on some things that just took far too long to make the money back. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the olives and grapes. I will be trying to do them on Farmview Island. I did say I was going to try and do as many of the base game crops as possible. I don't think I'm going to get all of them done. Definitely not going to be able to do poplars because they just won't grow in time. I've left it too late to plant any of those. I don't think I'm going to bother doing sugarcane because it's just a crop I don't really enjoy doing. But I will have a go at doing some grapes and olives, probably on quite a small scale. Because I've not really done them properly much. I did them on No Man's Land. I think that's the only time I've done grapes and olives. It was on No Man's Land. I don't think I've done them on any other series. Not that I can think of. Not other than doing them in greenhouses, which obviously you can grow grapes in greenhouses. But I presume you could probably grow olives in greenhouses as well, but you wouldn't be harvesting them all year round like you can with the productions in game. Farming of Jamie, thank you very much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. I've just realised as well my album artwork for my music overlay is messed up again. I don't know why it keeps changing size for. That's rather annoying. Yeah, it would be nice if you could get workers to work grapes and olives. I don't know if that's going to be a thing in 25. I imagine probably not, but Now they are quite slow, and what I found with olives as well is they weren't worth the time and effort compared to like other crops. The amount you got back from them, that was quite expensive to put down. The equipment, like the harvester's not cheap. They take up quite a lot of space, and the time as well and effort to go into actually like mulching between them, fertilizing them, then harvesting them. But actually the return you got from them, it just wasn't really worth it at all. Kind of a bit of a pointless crop unless you specifically wanted to do those. In terms of making money, there was much better ways to make money than grapes and olives. Even going with the productions, doing olive oil. Because the olive factory, the oil mill's not too bad because you can also do canola and sunflower oil. So you wasn't limited to just olives. But is it the grape processor you had to get? You could only do grapes. The investment for that property building, just to do grape juice or raisins. I'm hoping it's not going to be the same with peas. Like, obviously they're harvested a bit different, but I'm hoping it's going to be worth the time and investment to do them. Otherwise it's going to be another one of those crops that you probably do a couple of times and then don't bother doing again. I'm definitely going to do all the crops that are included. So I'll probably do the one version of rice I'll probably do on the US map, and then the other one that uses the rice planter and the small rice harvester I'll do on the East Asia map. So I'll definitely give them a go and see what they're like. Whether I'll do them all the time, I don't know. Might do the one type of rice because you can do that with a regular planter and regular harvester. But whether the small planter and the small rice harvester is going to be worth doing often, it's going to be one to wait and see. Yeah, I'll definitely be giving it all a try out. So try as much as we can on the all the new crops and stuff. Back to struggling a little bit. We've got only 17.5 ton in total. It's quite a steep hill, this section. I can see what Giant's done though, adding the rice and the East Asia map. They're obviously trying to push into the Asian market a bit more, especially with the reveal at the Tokyo Game Show. I think it's the first time Giants have ever been to the Tokyo Game Show, done anything there. I'm not sure how well received it was at the Tokyo Game Show, to be honest. Whether it is gonna get more sales in that area. What is, for you, the worst series you played on FS22? The worst series I played. I'm trying to think which series I didn't enjoy. Port Farm was probably the worst one because that didn't do very well. Although I didn't do much on it. But that kind of like was rubbish from the get-go. Need to move the mower out the way. I like Court Farm, but I didn't enjoy the map. It's another one of those, for me, a map that looks fantastic, but just not fun to play on. But I suppose it's always as well, when I'm trying to do content, I'll play it slightly different to how I would if I was playing it for myself. And I always tend to try British maps. Don't tend to go down very well for me on this channel for some reason. I don't think there's been one series I've done on a British map that's actually done very well. I've always just done really bad for some reason. I was enjoying Corpy until it messed up. I think Alma as well, they kind of both messed up at the same time. I was looking forward to getting more done on that. Although I suppose if I'd have done more on that, I probably wouldn't have done this series. I'd have probably done something different to this map. I don't know, because in general I haven't overly enjoyed FS22 personally. I enjoyed Mazovia. It was a really nice map. Really enjoyed that. And Mazovia I tried to do with, well, I think I did do it with no productions. I think I had the one greenhouse. And that pretty much, whether you consider the greenhouse a production, kind of is. Kind of avoided doing any productions on that one, so no spinnery or dairy or anything like that. After doing No Man's Land with so many productions and so many pallets, that was a nice change of pace. Can't even remember half the maps I've done. The last 3 years have been pretty much a blur. I think one thing I would say is I don't think I've done as many maps as I would like to have done for FS22. There's definitely a few maps I've looked at that I've wanted to do stuff on and I never got round to. I know that's one thing I need to try and do for 25 is maybe do more shorter series but on more different maps and different types of maps. Try it as many different things as possible. How many hours of raw footage goes into one video? I was going to say I'll have a look at my watch then, but it depends on what I'm doing. Quite a few of the videos recently I've done have been quite long videos because I've done a lot more. So I'd say probably average recently has been 3 to 4 hours. But generally I try and aim for around about 3 hours at least of recording as like a maximum. So 2.5 to 3 hours is usually the general thing I aim for. Sometimes it can go a bit longer. The last video I did on Farm View was over 4 hours or close to 4 hours of actual recording, but I think in total with skipping through the months and doing some off-camera work, I think it was probably closer to 5.5 hours in total just for that one video. I think the longest I ever did was an actual video recording in a video was 8 hours on No Man's Land, the very first episode on No Man's Land FS19. I think there was approximately around about 8 hours of recording in it. But that was a lot of fixed camera stuff, which obviously sped up a lot more. The actual video itself wasn't particularly long, but it was the most gameplay I've ever put into one video. I say generally with off-camera work, I don't know what, I'm not recording constantly. I'll stop recording at some points to like driving through different things or moving equipment, just so it's not too much, because even though there's a lot of stuff to do like driving the combine to the field, and so sometimes I'll deliver stuff and then I'll move the combine off camera to the next field so it's there ready, rather than driving there with the one thing and then driving the next thing over, which you don't really need to see. So sometimes that obviously doesn't get recorded. So I think in general probably every video is over 3 hours of gameplay, but probably 2.5 to 3 hours of recording on average. I really need to get a faster tractor on this map. This is going to take a while. Farm Simulator 22 saying hi, hey to you, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. James then saying, I went not seeing you stream in a while. No, it's been a while. Good to be back though, it's great to get to talk to people again. Now I've missed doing the live streams, it's been a bit tricky to sort out a few PC issues, and also there I had a period where I was just not feeling well. I was feeling fine, I was just extremely tired all the time. Lou's saying, what did you expect for the new FS, or what you are waiting for as a big novelty? What would you like to see as a game changer? I don't know personally what I'd like to see as a game changer. I think it's one of those, until they add something like that and you see it. I know a lot of people talk about like crop moisture and irrigation and stuff like that, but sometimes I feel like that would be nice to see, but at the same time I think, is it going to add too many different elements to manage? I would like to have seen them added more of the precision farming stuff to the base game, so maybe the soil types as an option, you can turn it on or off if you want it, rather than keeping that as a separate mod. I don't understand why they haven't implemented some of that stuff into the game. Same with like the fertilizing on the minimap, so when you go into the field with the fertilizer spreader you can actually see where you've been on the minimap rather than having to go into the main menu. Again, I don't know why they didn't add that in FS22 just as a base game feature. The spot spraying for weeds as well, I think that should be a base game feature. At least there's an option on sprayers that have it. I do like the more spotty weeds in precision farming than what's in the base game. You often get that whole blanket of weeds across the entire field. Just random, what you think of Thomas Tuchel as England manager? Interesting. He's obviously a very experienced manager at club level, and he's managed in the Premier League, so yeah, it's going to be one of those. You're going to have to wait and see how it pans out. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he does, but I'm always the hopeful, optimistic. Well, I say a realistic, optimistic. Always know England are probably not going to do well, but always optimistic they will. Just take my combine and my finger back. Yes, going to the correct delivery point. The boat. Oh, saying that, yeah, because it did say it delivered bales for field 6 as well. I think I was 16% on field 6 after delivering the last lot of bales. So hopefully there won't be too many more to deliver after this, and then we can keep what's left. Give me a bit of excess for the actual feed mixer for the cows. So I wasn't actually planning on getting the cows until the next in-game year, but obviously with that being the final year, I wanted to get them in a bit sooner. So currently, I could have just fed them hay, because I did the big that grass field for hay bales on the video before last. So I've got hay bales, so I could have just fed them hay, but I thought I'd do these contracts just to get some silage so we can mix some total mixed ration and hopefully get a little bit more milk. Although I think I only got, was it 32 or 36 cows? A new weather system would be interesting. Yeah, I like the look of the new weather system. I like the fact that tractors and the ground looks like it actually gets wet now. And see like raindrops on the windscreen rather than actually nothing. It always bugged me that farm sim, it starts raining in game but everything still looks bone dry and the rain has no effect on the ground surface or anything. I think they did it a little bit on, was it Zelonka? You get puddles in a few places and stuff. I didn't actually look then how much the contract was. Oh yeah, that's another job I need to remember to do. Is I need to take some more propane to the corn dryer. Completely forgot about that. Contract, so field 6. So 85%, so we've got 30,100 to go. So what's that, another 6 bales? I think 6 bales should be safe enough. No, I liked Moss Valley. It was a fantastic map, but it didn't really work for how many of us were on there in the multiplayer. It was just a little bit too tight and a bit too cramped with, what was it, I think there was about 5 or 6 of us on there. So we moved to Alone in the World. So yeah, I won't be going back to Moss Valley. Same with the Alone in the World as well. I'm pretty much done on there. If I hadn't have stopped live streaming, then we'd have continued on there and probably tried to get as much done as possible. But at this point now, with FS25 only a few weeks away, there's a little point going back to doing stuff when there's not really going to be much time to get much done. How might we anyway? There's the time. Quarter to like 10. I was going to say quarter to 11 then. Don't need to do the harvesting yet. Yeah, enhanced vehicle control mod is the one I use for GPS. I prefer it over the actual GPS mod. Yeah, I think it was the England manager was always going to be probably a foreign manager. I think we was quite lucky with Southgate that it kind of worked out the way it did, in that he got us to a couple of finals and semi-final and quarter-final. Although the football at times was shockingly bad to watch. But yeah, other than Eddie Howe, there are not really many options for English managers, unfortunately. I think they should have got Sam Allardyce back. Give him another chance. Yeah, whether we'll see the enhanced vehicle control mod, I say it depends how the GPS works in FS25. I'm really hoping you can just lock it into a straight line, and it's not, because the only thing we've seen from it so far, it's all the headlands first and then it does the centre of the field. it kind of sets up that route when you drive into the field, depending what implement you've got on your tractor, and then you kind of lock it onto that. So I'm hoping it's adjustable and you can just drive in the field and set it to just do up and down rows. It's another thing we're going to probably see more of over the next few weeks. So we definitely probably start seeing a lot more about some of the new features and stuff. We haven't seen much of the actual AI work system and exactly how it's going to work. I know they did the one today, was it the buildable farmhouses and buildable barns and some of the construction projects. And those creepy NPCs that we saw over the last couple of days as well. I was when Giants mentioned a while ago about NPCs like being able to have like dialogue and stuff, I was really expecting that I was going to go down the route of having some sort of story mode as an option for like one of the game modes, even if it was just on like the base game maps. But they did say in the one of the posts that it's not a story mode. There won't be a story mode. It's just helpful hints from NPCs and getting missions from them and stuff. I'm going to take 6 bales. I think 6 should be enough. Was that the 5,500 litres? So that's what, 15, 16.5. That should be what, 33,000 litres? My maths right for 6 bales, which should be just more than enough. Don't want to take 5 and find out it's not quite enough. We'll take 6 just to be on the safe side. And hopefully that's enough to complete the contract. Work has almost finished baling, so by the time we get back down here, he should have finished. And we'll take the rest of those bales up to the farm. I really thought I was going to add some kind of story mode to FS25. With all the stuff of like the little farm stalls, tornadoes as well, I thought that could fit that into a story mode. Like one of the local farmers gets their field damaged and you have to help them out. So yeah, I was really anticipating there would be some kind of story mode. So I was quite surprised there isn't going to be. I definitely feel like for FS25 they've gone more of the putting more stuff in there for people that do the role play stuff. Like the small production buildings, a small market that you can take stuff to that you see fill up and stuff. And with the NPCs as well. Definitely does feel like they've gone added more stuff for the role play kind of side of things, which me, I've got no interest in it at all. And then hats off to some of the YouTubers that do all the role play stuff with all the storylines they come up with and that, but it's not for me. I'd much rather watch a real life farmer content on YouTube than watch somebody some cheesy role play on FS25 or 2. I don't think my imagination stretches that much to come up with different storylines for different characters and stuff for role play. I struggle with just writing decent captions on the videos. What I need on here is the nitrous mod. Actually, a bit of a nitrous boost. Now you can see why this one gets cut out in the time lapse, because even at like times 8, times 10, it still takes a while with these slow tractors. Must remember as well, this is my bale collector. That's the borrowed one. Come on, tractor, this is taking forever. You imagine if Giants went to 4km by 4km base game maps and you had to take a tractor like this from one side of the map to the other side. That's how painfully slow that would be. 200km/h car and you would get places instantly. I tried the nitrous mod once, and obviously it gets faster and faster and faster the more you hold it down, and that was just mental. I think we was going to put it on just to mess around on multiplayer, but it didn't work. I think when we was finishing up on UMRV, we was doing like the dirt bike racing and stuff on the little track I built on there. I was going to put it on just to do some crazy jumps and stuff, but for some reason we couldn't get it to work in multiplayer at the time. But there's our work has just finished. So slow. Right, to save you all the pain of me driving back, I'm going to teleport. The only trouble is you can't teleport with bales on the bale loader because it glitches out. We want to try and get the harvesting done as well before we finish up. So just over an hour. I'm hoping this, although I've got that 125 bale in that field that I could just bring over if it's not quite enough, but it should be more than enough. Yeah, there we go. There's an extra 1045. That's both those contracts complete. Yeah, I can collect those. We don't need the equipment from them. Just trying to think, the bales do stay in the field, don't they, after you complete the contract? Yes. Just think of that as a jump cut. Live action jump cut. I should have actually kept the contract things and swapped the tractor over. That fence twice as fast as this tractor. See how many excess bales we get anyway. Keep the feed mixer going until spring when I can get some more silage off our own field. There's a nice little boost to the bank account as well. I'll probably use that money to get another load of cows because I don't think 30's going to be enough. I say enough, don't need the milk. I just want to try and make as much money from them as I can. FS15, there was a soil mod. Yeah, I didn't use it myself, but I do remember it. I only have played 15 on console, which I remember a lot of people talking about it on 17. Like they was asking whether it was going to be converted over. I don't know if it ever did get converted to 17. Not a mod I ever used. But I do remember a lot of people talking about it. Steve 4K Games in the chat saying, yo, Mr. Slim Farmer. Hey to you. How are you doing? Are you doing some racing? Yeah, it would be nice to see a mod like that come. Like it's kind of a ground compaction mod as well. Irrigation mod. Even if it was, say, mods that added those features in a bit more. It doesn't look like Giants are going to add them anytime soon. I'd rather add weird NPCs and constructible buildings. Quite difficult to start and easy when you got used to it. Yeah, I imagine it's pretty much probably like Maize Plus. I was tempted to try the Terra Life mod on one of the maps that was released for that on Mod Hub, because that did seem like there was a lot of extra stuff on there. But it's one of those things. It's a shame it's come out so close to the end of FS22. I just don't think it's probably worth bothering getting your head around it. But hopefully a mod like that will come out a bit sooner on 25, possibly. We'll be racing soon for a bit. We're going to watch here for a while. No worries. I haven't done anything on our racing this week yet. I want to get all more videos done for the week before I get distracted by iRacing. Terra Life mod is a bit like a ramped up Maize Plus. So it's got loads of additional crops on it. It's loads of different changes to the animal feed system and different silages, like and stuff like this. There's a lot of different stuff to it. If you're on PC, it's all on Mod Hub. I think there's 3 compatible maps on there. But it adds so much extra stuff to it. It's definitely one I was really interested in doing, but say because it's come out so late, there's just no point. If I was gonna get back to live streaming when it come out, I would probably done some live streams trying it out. So we've only got a few weeks now. It's probably a little point doing it. Few time trials so far this week. Nice. There's 17 extra bales plus the... How many did we accidentally sell? About 6, I think, so. I think 17 plus the 10 I got off the other field should be more than enough silage. PC exploded with fireball. Ouch. Yeah, I can't wait either, Stevie. Can't wait to do the same stuff we're doing on here, but with slightly different looks. So as I said, if you've not watched today's video on here, you've only seen all these changes yet. So I did move the silos thanks to the handy move placeables mod, which was the first time I actually used that. So if you're not aware of that on PC, if you in build mode, if you actually click on a building when you've got it installed, you get the option to move and you get these things come up. So you can just drag the building around. It's difficult to rotate it. You have to kind of right click on the red one and then spin it round. I did find that sometimes it just kept spinning in a 360 circle continuously. And one other thing I noticed as well, the only trouble is you can't like reset it if you get it wrong. And when I was moving the silo around, the bar was going through the shed. It was actually moving the combine and equipment around. Don't think it's moved that equipment, but the actual combine, because my I'd got both PCs running, my second character was sat in the combine in the shed. So I'm on this monitor doing the moving and this, and all I could see on my second monitor was the combine moving around in the shed where the bar was going underneath it. Yeah, it's a handy mod. Something I think Giants should add to the game, the ability to actually move stuff rather than having to demolish it and rebuild it. Yeah, it just needs a better way of rotating, or like you can hold down a button to slow the rotation down, or fix it to like a increments or something. But yeah, super handy mod. Shame that one's only recently come out as well. Well, that's one thing I hope the build mode is a bit better in. Getting my cable angled up. The build mode in FS25 is a little bit better. Silage bale. Oh, I don't want to go that way, do I? Yeah. Craig Bear saying, "Hey Sim, I love your farm content." Well, thank you for that and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Really appreciate the kind words. So yeah, I built 2 extra pig pens. The main reason for building these was when I was recording on here, my wife came in and she was like, "Where's the pigs?" And I was like, "The pigs are all in the shed." And it's like, that's not very nice, is it? They're all trapped inside. Which, yeah, to be fair, it's not a very nice environment. It's like, you need to get some pigs outside. So yeah, these were courtesy of my suggestion from my other wife. I was going to build another pig shed, but then I was like, yeah, we just put a couple of smaller ones in, so you can have a pig farm where we can actually see some pigs occasionally. I think there's 30 in each one of those. So I've got a lot more landscaping I want to do around here as well, adding some more trees and stuff. Make it look a little bit nicer. Right, for now I'm just going to drop these off here. Now the cornfield that I harvested here, this is going to get replowed in as a grass field, but I'm thinking of putting an open cow pasture in as well. Probably in this area here, just so we can get a few more cows out grazing in the fields. Oh, I did not think they was all going to go into that shed all the way back here. Never mind. They can go there. I'm going to probably just dump this tractor here. Can't decide if I'm going to buy FS25 or the newest DLC. What's that? I'm not sure what game that is. I know it's one of those. Always wait especially if you're not really interested in the base game maps. It might be worth waiting a bit until some mod maps come out and some more mods. By then as well, it might be available a bit cheaper and offer somewhere. Save yourself a bit of money. Hearts of Iron 4, World War II game. Not one I've heard of. Is that like a strategy game or first person shooter or... Well, it Hearts of Iron 4 and I've never heard of it at all. Never even heard of 1, 2 or 3. Play on PS4 currently in Dark Forest, just hit 950 hours on the map. Nice, that's a lot of hours for a single map. I think the most I've done on a single map is about 600 hours or close to 600. How many have I got on here now? We're into year 8, got 214 hours, 53 minutes on this map. I think Farmview Island's over 150 hours. Jensen, I was surprised that didn't start cows, but very realistic American pig shed. They don't light usually. Not quite sure what you mean. Yeah, Oxy's new map looks nice. It does sound like it was going to add a lot more in terms of like the buildings being placeable, removable hedges and stuff, which is great to see, so you can customize the map a bit more. It'd be nice to do a British map. I know the first expansion for FS25 looks like it's going to be a British-Irish type map, so hopefully it's going to be a nice one. It's really interesting to see Giant's take on doing a kind of British and Irish style map. One thing I didn't think they'd ever do. 4,620 trees, nice. About half what I did on Wilhelmina Forest, I think. I think I had yeah, I think I was I can't remember. We did look at it before in one of the live streams, and like I was at the point where I should have carried on, get to 10,000 trees. I think it was on Wilhelmina Forest. Yeah. Would help if I unfold the combine. So why did you do it to yourself? Yeah, I couldn't imagine cutting that many trees down on console. I definitely wouldn't have cut that many trees down on Wilhelmina Forest without the FDR logging equipment. That's a lot of work. Right. The worker starts that, we'll go and grab the Challenger. Strategy game where you control different nations during a period from 36 to 45. Nice. Sounds interesting. I might have to have a look at that. I do like a good strategy game when I get time to play them, at least. Civilization's usually a game I play a lot when it comes out. So I'm looking forward to the new Civilization. I think on the ones I've got on PC, I think I've got well over 600 hours on each one of them. Although every time I play Civilization, I always go for world domination. I like to conquer the world. This has been a good map for forestry. I've cut down 0 trees. Not one single tree has been cut down in this series. Where's my combine gone? Why can I not see it? Oh, there he is, just appeared. I see, I was looking through the FS website for equipment in FS25 and I see the Hannibal Tree Harvesters made it into the base game for 25. I tried it once on Silver on Forest and absolutely hated it. Does anybody that's actually watching ever use the Hannibal and actually like using it? Not seen. I don't think any of the Volvo equipment was on there. I'm hoping the Volvo tree harvester and stuff is going to be in the base game for 25. I can't remember if there's Volvo was on there at all, but I know there's some more stuff to be added to it. And I think Giants did say there wasn't going to be any new forestry equipment added to the game for FS25. So it'll all be stuff we've had before or stuff from the premium expansion, platinum expansion for 22. Why have I not noticed you could do soybean straw? Tell me all those times I've harvested soybeans on this map and I could have been doing soybean straw. Okay, I did not know that. Is it actually soybean straw or was it just bale up as regular straw? Soybean straw an even thing on here? Oh, so it is. $81 per 1,000 litres. How have I never noticed that before? I've only done 200 odd hours on this map and I did not know you could do soybean straw. Oh well, that's probably a lot of extra money I could have made, but then that would have been a lot of extra baling. Forestry versus root crops. I don't mind doing forestry in small doses. Although watching some of my series you probably think that's not the case. And I love forestry. Forestry is okay in small doses, but it can get a bit tiresome, especially when it doesn't go right as well. How many hours do you have on FS22 in total? Have a look. where's my Steam? On this current version on Steam, I've got 4,429 hours. Plus, I've got probably about 200 hours on my Giants version. So I'd say probably close to 4,500 at least on FS22, which is over 1,000 hours less than FS19. FS19 I got 5,427 hours, so I'm almost exactly 1,000 hours less. Or just under 1,000 hours less than FS19. Yeah, true, if they don't have the license of Volvo. I'd be surprised if they don't carry over, but it depends on how the license works. But I'm pretty sure when I looked through the equipment, Volvo wasn't on there currently. But I don't think Kubota's on there either, and I think there definitely is Kubota in the game. No, Kubota is... Yeah, Kubota's on there, but they haven't got any Kubota tractors currently. You've got the side-by-sides and the Kubota DLC. I'll have to have a look because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure when I looked the other day, Volvo was not on the... Not what I wanted. Games, FS25, equipment, is Volvo on there? No, Valtra is the only V. So it does say it's got more brands coming soon. But at the moment there's no Volvo. I've just lost my chat. Where's my chat gone? Hiding. Yeah, I'd be quite surprised if there's no Volvo in the game, but yeah, possibly if they don't have the license for it anymore. For whatever reason, they've not been able to get it for 25 or not. But I would have thought if Volvo was going to be in the game and the stuff from that DLC was going to be carried over, that it would be showing by now. So yeah, who knows? Hopefully, because I did like the Volvo tree harvester and the wheel loaders as well. Doodle Mover saying I haven't seen you live for a while. No, I haven't been on for quite a while. I can't remember when the last stream, back in August possibly. Yeah, it's been far too long. Well, you cracking on, going off to bed, no worries. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And thanks for stopping by the stream. I really appreciate you taking the time to come watch. I guess we have somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 hours. Now I've got on FS17 on PC, I've got over 1,000 hours. And I only did what? September I started doing videos, and that was September before FS19 came out in November. It was that September, October and part of November. So I'd played FS17 quite a bit on PC before I started doing content. But most of FS17 was on Xbox. I think I had well over 600, close to 700 hours on Xbox for FS17 before I switched over to PC. I don't have early access to 25, and I'm not sure if I'll be getting early access. At this time, I don't know. I'm hoping I will, but if I don't, I don't. If I do, then it'll be awesome. But I'm in the Discord group for the Giant Software Partners, and they have a lot of software partners. So I don't know if they're going to send the new game out to everybody or just certain levels. But I definitely know the gold level Giant Software Partners will be getting early access. Possibly silver as well, but whether the bronze level get it, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Nothing's been said in there yet, so I don't know. I probably won't know until much closer to the release day. It'd have been nice if they did say whether or not a bit earlier, so at least we can plan for it. I'm just debating now whether to. I do have the mod on that I can bale up contract straw. Whether to bale up that soybean straw to get a bit of extra money from that. Where's my truck? In my new shed. Now, if I get early access, they'll send me a copy of the game for free. So I've been getting all the DLCs for FS22 sent to me. So they only usually send it to me the day the embargo lifts. So usually the new content comes out on a Tuesday. The embargo lifts on the Friday before it comes out. So I'd be getting stuff like Friday morning. So a lot of the DLCs for FS22 I didn't receive until like an hour before. I think there's quite a few of the DLCs for FS22 that I got early access when I was on holiday, so I couldn't do anything with it anyway. It's like typical that my holiday coincided with the release of the DLCs. There's about at least three DLCs that happened. One of them I was out, can't remember where I was out somewhere, and I wasn't going to be back for most of the day. And I remember getting the email saying early access for something. I was like, yeah, great. You sent it me 2 days ago, I could have prepared some content for it. Yeah, Planet Coaster 2 I'm looking forward to. I probably will be getting that at some point. I probably won't get it straight away. That's one game I didn't play as much as I would have liked to have done, was the first Planet Coaster. I'm still waiting for him to properly release City Skylines 2. I think it's been out over a year and it's still got loads of problems. They may be adding the Volvo stuff. It may just not. They haven't put it on there yet. As I say, I know Well, there's at least one Kubota tractor in the game, but that hasn't been put on the website yet either. So there's still a lot of stuff for them to add on there. So yeah, we'll probably have to see over the next few weeks. But yeah, I hope they are in the game. I did like using those for the forestry as an alternative to the FDR logging stuff at least. Yeah, there's not much forestry equipment. They did say there's no new forestry equipment. So the only forestry equipment is stuff we've had from the DLC or that's already been in the game. So that means possibly you might get another forestry DLC at some point. Or maybe the Year 2's expansion might be a completely different continent. Would be nice to see him do an Australian DLC with loads of equipment, Australian equipment, like some big proper road trains and stuff. Don't know how that would work though on a 2 km by 2 km map. Might seem a bit silly. Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon, absolutely loved that, the first one. Spent many hours on the first Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 and 3. Didn't like the last one that came out much. Seemed a bit of a disappointment. Well, that Roller Coaster Tycoon was one of the first games I ever got on PC. When I very first had my PC. It's always fun building a roller coaster and then deleting a section of track and just watching people go flying. Right, it's on past. We should be able to get this done. How long has he got? I don't know if that's the 32 minutes 21 seconds is the total time to complete the course, or is that what's left? Not going down. I presume that's the total time possibly to do the entire course. Who knows? We should just about be able to get this finished anyway. Which way he's going to come down. Now we'll go up there and follow the combine back. I was going to go and empty again and then realise this is actually empty. Oh no, what I need to do as well is, where's me while we're waiting for the combine to get ahead a little bit, I need to, because I'll forget otherwise, get some propane for the corn dryer while I'm thinking about it. That's definitely one thing I'll forget, and then I'll come to sell the dried corn and I won't have all of it dried. They haven't actually showed anything of the dirt biking game yet, have they? They only teased it on. I don't think we've seen actually any screenshots of it. It was on the teaser trailer, the very first teaser trailer. I think it's the only time we've actually seen the dirt bike at all for FS25. It's going to be interesting to see how well that's going to work. To be honest, most of the bikes that are available on ModHub don't handle particularly well. They don't handle anything like a bike should handle anyway. Not most of the ones I've tried. I can only presume we haven't seen anything about that because they're still working on it. Which probably isn't a good sign considering the game was only a few weeks away. I definitely feel like they've probably still got a lot of stuff to get finalised. It may be a case that the game releases with certain features not quite working as they should or missing until an update or two. Wouldn't surprise me if that's the case rather than them delay the game. Most played with RCT3. Yeah, I absolutely love 3. Especially like the different themes, got the Wild West theme and stuff. And then the expansion with the was it the they added like the zoo animals and the water parks and stuff. That was 3, wasn't it? I am remembering that right. Ooh, too fast. Yeah, kind of a mix of the new Planet Coaster 2 and Planet Zoo. That one. Oops. There's a fence there, Sim. Is that actually switched on? Yeah, hopefully that's going to be enough propane to finish processing the rest of that corn. Did anyone else play on this map have the problem with the carrots, parsnips and red beets constantly being planted even though I don't have premium expansion enabled, so I've got no way of possibly harvesting them, but they keep taking up so many fields with crops that I can't do contracts on. I can only presume those crops have been added to the map for some reason, yet there's no equipment to actually harvest them, or at least I don't think there is. Somebody will tell me now that there's a modified sugar beet harvester included with the map or something. But obviously you can't use that for a contract because it won't show up. I'm just going to double check now because I never even thought to check before. Yeah, there's nothing in there apart from the one I've added. one thing I'd like to see with the contracts as well in FS25, especially if it's a crop that drops straw, that you can get a bonus if you bale up the straw and deliver the straw bales. It's like an optional bonus for the contract for the harvest. And then you get to keep a few excess straw bales. Double check this. 22 minutes 43. Obviously it does go down then. It didn't seem to be going down at the time, so I wasn't sure if that was the remaining time or total time. So it's got 22 minutes left. And we've got exactly 22 minutes left of the stream. That's about perfect timing. Although I was hoping to get that grass field ploughed up and redone, but I'll have to wait till next episode. Which will be... yeah, I'll probably skip through to January for a little bit of the next episode to sell the dried corn. I think the best price for that is usually January. Don't think there'll be any more pigs to sell. I can't remember it that much, to be honest. I remember playing it a lot. I don't... probably the same as you, I don't remember doing the animals too much. But I do remember being on there. I say, I've had a brain injury since then. There's a lot I don't remember much of. I can't remember, it's been a long time since I played that. Probably talking... what, 2004-ish? When was that out? Around about then? 2003, 2004? Like 20 years ago. Spent 20 years on a head injury in between as well. My love for games like that started with Theme Park on Sega Mega Drive. Absolutely love that game. That's probably going back 30 years, isn't it? Theme Park on Sega Mega Drive. Now I'm making myself feel really old. How much do we deliver for this contract? I've still got the fertilizing contract as well. I might have to do that off camera for next time because it'll disappear. So we need to deliver exactly 100,000 litres apparently, which is a trailer and 10,000 litres. Seems quite a lot for soybeans off this field at least. Yeah, RCT3 remember play as a kid and 24 now, so 20 years for myself. I've probably still got the disc for it somewhere for the PC version. Probably buried in the attic. I love that for that playing PC games on the disc. Don't think that's probably been just as long since I actually last had a physical copy of a PC game on the disc. I do have the Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum on Steam, which I must have picked up in the sale at some point, and I've played it for a whopping 4 minutes. And that was in March 2014, so that was 10 years ago. Wow. I do have Roller Coaster Tycoon World. I played 21.5 hours on that. That was back in 2016. %, complete. I think it's under your bed. I know I've got a load of old PC games knocking around somewhere. Like was it Industry Giant, Transport Tycoon, and stuff like that. I've probably still got the all the Sims and the DLC from the very first Sims somewhere on disc. Yeah, I think that was probably one of the biggest disappointments with Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Was Planet Coaster was probably what Roller Coaster Tycoon World should have been. It was definitely a disappointment. Probably not as big as a disappointment as SimCity was when that came out on after SimCity 4 they brought out the new SimCity, and that was rubbish. How much is in there? 81, so that's almost full. Where have we got to deliver this to? Ethanol. Oh, I've got to take it to my own ethanol plant. Unfortunately, it doesn't go into the production for me. I mean, because I've got production revamp on it, disables the contracts going into the actual production when you deliver it to them. So I think I did one contract I had to deliver to the pig silo. So although I was putting it in there, it wasn't actually adding it to my like crop that was in it. So I wasn't benefiting double from it. I think that's definitely something Giants need to improve. Is the contract system when it comes to productions and having the like capacity fill up Also, there's that one way as well, you could sell crops to production, then buy the production, and the crop would all still be in there. So you kind of get the production for free. Plus all the crop that you just put in. This is the Iowa Plains view map. But I built my own custom farm, so all that farm over there is like none of that's on there at the start. It's just a bit of wasteland, which is actually a very reasonably priced bit of wasteland as well, which definitely made this series very easy to get going in terms of starting with absolutely no money, no land, no equipment. It meant I didn't have to do a stupid amount of contracts to buy a bit of land. How much was that bit of land anyway? Can't remember, it's been a while. 57,000, which for an area that size is not too bad. Plus you buy it and then sell the buildings on it, you can get 20 odd grand back. Although when I did sell the buildings, I did take the money back out, so I didn't want to benefit from them. I don't know if it's a new Iowa map, it's been out a while. I think this one's by Celabuki. I think there is another Iowa map. Possibly, I can't remember. Too many maps to keep on top of. Still so many new mods coming out as well. I don't know if there's a new Iowa map coming for FS22. I think there's the mod creator who did this is working on a new map for FS25, which I think is based in Iowa. It's a completely new one, I think. I'll run the combine up to the end of the field, then we'll finish loading that trailer and then deliver the that first load. And we should only have to deliver 10,000 litres after that. Hopefully, at least to finish the contract off. Doesn't look like we might get too much excess off here. I was hoping to get a little bit for the ethanol plant, so I could just get a bit more production out of that. I don't think it's got anything running it at the moment. I think I know it's got a bit of. It's got 13,000 litres of soybeans left from what I put in there off my own field, which has produced a little bit of diesel, but not a huge amount. The new international truck on FS25 looks nice though, and it does show on the website as well there's another one to come, or there's at least something else to come from international. would be nice to see some proper branded like pickups in the game, rather than the lizard stuff we've been getting the last however many versions. But I think it's one of those things, if something like that was going to come, I think I would have shared it by now. But you never know. Yeah, a lot of the American maps, because they've got such big fields, the contracts, you can make a lot of money on them. I found I did some playthroughs previously on hard mode, and I found the difference between normal and hard for contracts was minimal. That it kind of like was pointless playing on hard mode, because you still earn quite a lot of money from the contracts anyway. It's just more the crops that's sold for a lot lower. But it's one of those things that I do like the challenge more, but if you make the challenge too difficult for you, then progress becomes a bit too slow. People start to lose interest. Let's say it's all about finding that balance between, I don't know, Code Michael, I don't know, you keep asking about Iowa map. I don't know what you're on about because I've answered it and you're still asking. I have no idea what you're referring to. Obviously I'm misunderstanding what you're asking or whatever. Yeah, I do like the challenge personally, but say you need to find that balance, and it's difficult at times. You get some maps where you want the challenge, but then it becomes too much of a challenge that becomes too slow progress, but then some people like that. On Farmview, I progressed quite fast on Farmview because I knew it was going to be limited how many episodes I could do. I thought there's no point in struggling too much, because otherwise I wouldn't get much done at all. So it's kind of like just try and earn money as quick as possible, but without like stupidly earning money. Like some of the mods I do find on Mod Hub do take away from the game quite a lot because they just earn too much money too fast. It's one thing I would like to see from modders is balance the mods out with the game a bit more. It's like there's a lot of equipment that comes out, they put realistic prices on, and they just make them way too expensive compared to other stuff that's similar in game. Or then you get other stuff that's way too cheap. It kind of makes it too easy to progress. I do think there's a lot of productions on Mod Hub that are just stupid, but there's just no need for them to be as fast or make as much money as they do. And then on the other hand, you've got some mods on there, that productions that are just not worth it because they just make so little money, or they're so slow. But definitely feel like modders need to balance their mods more to actual base game, just to keep that level. There's a lot of the productions, you may as well just stick a government subsidy sign in, because that's pretty much all they are, is just money generators that you just add water to or anything. You've got no real input to them at all. Why did I come all the way back here? Completely forgot I was harvesting the field. Workers almost finished. A little bit left in here. Don't know. Workers possibly going to finish before the combine's full. I don't think I'm going to get much excess off this at all. I'll be lucky if I get a couple of thousand litres, to be honest. I know, we might get about 7,000 litres. There we go. Yeah, it would be nice if they added a bit more to the seasons. I mean, the base game season, I did like the inclusion of base game seasons in 22 because we had that kind of season cycle from the get-go. But the shame, I really thought somebody would have come out with a mod to add some extra features to seasons, but for whatever reason it never happened for 22. We had some mods that added, like, improved the animals a little bit, like the enhanced animal mod. Although I feel like the enhanced animal mod's another one of those mods that added a little bit too much realism. In terms of the animal prices are really, really rubbish on it compared to base game. The animal feed rates are like way too high for the base game. But they're set to like realistic values, which in my opinion is ridiculous for a game. When you get like a small group of cows getting through 200,000 litres of total mixed ration in a few hours, for me that's like completely unbalances the game. I can understand why they did it, but I think it's a mod where they should have kept the animal prices in line with the base game, should have kept the animal feed rates in line and the amount of production in line with the base game, and then giving you the option to adjust the animal file if you wanted to change it. I think the economy system, the hard mode as well, for me pigs are more profitable on hard economy than they are on easy, simply because the fact that the crop you feed them is worth far less in hard mode. So the actual feed that you give your pigs is worth less. And considering you sell pigs for the same price in hard economy as you do in easy, they're the same price to buy, same price to sell. So technically you make way more money off pigs in hard economy than you do in easy. So I think I'd like to see it where it's not just the crop prices and products sold, like the animal prices are slightly different as well for different economy modes. I think they should change it as well. It shouldn't be easy, normal and hard. It should be like low economy, medium economy and like high economy, because to me it doesn't make the game easier or harder, it just kind of slows your progress down. But yeah, that's the harvest done. I will collect that because often I find if I save the game and quit out and come back in, the contract disappears. So 21,734 for that, which is not too bad. A tiny little bit of extra soybeans, not much though. How much did we have? 13,000 litres I think, so yeah, we're at 7,000 litres excess, which is not great, but a little bit of extra diesel produced from that. Yeah, I did say I'd collect that contract from the... Let's do it. No, I don't want to do that one. I'll do that one off camera. But yeah, we'll leave it there because I have run out of time as it's just gone 11. I need to take the dogs out. So a big thank you to everyone that's watched this evening. I really appreciate taking the time to come watch. Hope you have enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll be back next week. Next Thursday on here. Oh, on here or on Farmview, depending how the episodes go recording. Because I want to try and do it in between two episodes, so I'm not like doing too much. So if you like watching the time-lapse series, you're not really going to miss much, apart from a few contracts and earning a bit of extra money. So I need to try and work out where it's going to fall in between recordings. So maybe back on here, maybe on Farmview Island. Don't know yet. Probably won't know until Tuesday, because I'll probably be recording Thursday's videos Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, maybe on here, maybe on the other one. But a big thank you to everyone that's watched. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We do appreciate it, and a big thank you to the new subscribers. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. So enjoy the rest of your week, have a great weekend, and see you again soon. Goodbye.